I was reading a Jim Shockey quote the other day that was really profound to me, and it was very simple, but he said, hunters are explorers. And as I've pondered that and thought about it, I thought about the truth of the statement, how everything about hunting from beginning to end has been exploring, whether that is how to get to the animals or how to harvest the animals. And now as we become more proficient hunters, the boundaries of what can be done are really being probed. And when I think of exploration and when I think of hunting, I think of Alaska, because it is one of those places that captivates the imagination of what is possible, what is out there, what will I find on this trip. And from beginning to end, it's this great adventure when you hunt in Alaska, and the people that help you along the way are people just like you who are bold enough and brave enough and exploratory enough to leave what they knew behind and move to Alaska, buy a plane, and they were crazy enough to fly out into the middle of nowhere and face and brave everything that Alaska will throw at you. And it's one of those things that as someone who loves to go into a new place and learn it for the first time, and maybe you're not the first person that's ever been there, but you're the only person there right then, and nobody else is telling you what's going on or where anything is. And so you're going into a new land, a new country, and you have no idea what is ahead of you for the next couple of weeks. But that is part of the exploration. That is part of the great adventure. And we want to thank you for joining us on this great adventure we had in Alaska. And this is part 1 of our 3-part series when Adam goes after his very first Alaskan moose. There's something about when the plane takes off and you're standing on the shore watching it leave that for me, every time, it just feels like I'm finally there. You have no contact with the outside world. There's no hope of getting out until that plane comes back. Now you're just looking around at a land that maybe you've never seen before in your life, and you've got to start figuring out where the animals want to be, where they will be, and you're hoping against hope that with any luck, you're going to churn up a great moose.
Well, we got dropped off now probably an hour ago. Got tent set up, everything, and Shane glassed, I don't know. It looks like a couple miles away, but we saw a big white paddle sticking out of the alder. Put the spotting scope on it, thought it's probably a moose. Then just looked up there and you can't see it anymore, so it's definitely a bull. So we're gonna take a walk like about a half mile out there to where on a knob so we can see better.
Often when you get in this big country, you start looking as far back as you can see, and you kind of anticipate the animals to be way out there, but half the time they are right under your nose, and that is exactly what happened to Adam and Shane. They had just gotten to the top of this knob, and they looked down underneath them, and this big bull appeared out of nowhere in the willow.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, he's really big. It's a really nice bull.
For those of you that aren't super familiar with moose, you are looking at an exceptional bull. This bull's unique drop tine on his right side earned him the name Captain Hook, and Adam and Shane were in awe as they got to watch this bull. You know, one of the best feelings in the world is when you pick a place on the map and you get dropped off there and you're seeing animals all over the place, and it just gives you hope for what is to come.
Well, the first morning, 2 days before season, we're gonna go for a walkabout.
You know, one thing we've been super guilty of on some of these hunts is getting so focused on the harvest that inadvertently we end up not really soaking in the incredible beauty that is all around us. And so we decided that we'd start showing up a couple of days early so that the focus of harvesting the moose wasn't even on our minds, and we could just decompress after being in the crazy world that we're in on a nonstop basis, and just decompress and enjoy it. Just listen to the wind, poke around in the mountains, look around and explore all that God has. And one thing that Adam and Shane kept saying about this trip was it was so amazing the first few days. There was no pressure. It was just relaxation, and they just got to enjoy being out there without thinking about the harvest at all.
Deadhead caribou.
Oh, thing.
I never fell in that before in my life.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wow. Look at the big shovels on this thing. In my opinion, they call this here a kicker, I guess?
Yeah.
Back scratcher.
Cool.
Well, we got two big bulls spotted here. One on each end of the lake, and we can see them both from this glassing knob. So we have ourselves a really good situation here for the day before season.
And then this bull, he appears to be pretty big. That's a big paddle. And he's got a lot of point.
Adam and Shane spent the last day before season poking around and working all these little knobs and looking in all the nooks and crannies. You would be amazed at how much a giant moose can disappear in this willow. When you look out over that bottom, it looks like it's only 2 or 3 feet tall, but some of that willow is 10 to 14 feet tall in some places. And it is amazing how it can swallow a moose. And so you got to just be looking and looking and looking, and sometimes they'll just surface like a whale. And that is exactly what this big bull did right before dark on the day before season.
That's a super, oh my gosh, he's got like, he got so many brow tines. Dude.
You like that one? This bull is unbelievable. He's got everything. Huge shovels, he's wide, super wide paddles. And look at that thing. Oh my goodness. Tomorrow's opening day. That bull is so good. Well, it's opening morning. Shane and I just paddled across the lake and hiked up on this knob. We're gonna glass all this morning. Couldn't have timed it more perfectly. This is right at first light. We should see something. But we're gonna sit up here and glass for a while.
Right as it started getting light, Adam churned up a really good-looking bull laying down in the willow about 3/4 of a mile away.
He's in a little meadow. Yeah, if he's bedded, that's nice. I'm gonna run down there right away. It's a good spot for him.
He's right off that knob.
Who's that?
It's possibly the drop time bull.
Yeah.
I think I see velvet hanging off the left side. It's just a big paddle.
Yeah.
Right.
Lord Jesus, you're with us again.
Adam was pretty confident that the bull he spotted was Captain Hook that he'd seen a couple days before, and he was getting super excited. So they decided to make a play and see if they could get in range.
Wind seems good. It's blowing that way. Yeah, let's go right. Yeah. We'll probably be within 200. That's what I'm thinking. Straight out from here. Yeah.
There are very few things that are as satisfying and fulfilling and exciting as traveling thousands and thousands of miles and saving all the money and everything that goes into getting to where you're at and making it the last 10 feet and being set up on your backpack and ready for your big moose to stand up.
Yeah, I'm on him. Shoot him again. And you shot yourself a moose.
Oh my god.
Man, that was so classy. Yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh. That was perfect. I mean, completely picture booked. Picture booked. Perfect.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here.
That is like, this has by far been the best moose hunt I've been on yet.
You know, I have been in so many beautiful places in my life. The Lord has really blessed me to come and see all this incredible stuff. But I always wonder when you start thinking about places, because depending on where you are, everything really looks different because of the place that you're in. And I think about my dad, he lives in South Carolina and it's flat and swampy, and you go down there and you're doing certain things down there that go along with that. Or you go to Oklahoma, or you go out to Colorado and you got the big peaks, or you come to Alaska and you got all this amazing stuff. And really, it's amazing how much everything changes depending on the place that you are. And what always drives me is trying to find a place that is perfect. To try and find that perfect place. Like everybody, I think, has that in their mind, an ideal place, like where they think it is the most beautiful, where it is the most bountiful, where it's the most plentiful, where it's the most amazing. And for me, Alaska is one of those places. But it's interesting when we talk about places, because there's something that I commonly hear as a pastor, and that is when somebody passes away, almost everybody without fail, whether they're Christians, non-Christians, whether they believe, whether they don't believe, they all say that person is in a better place. And it's kind of interesting because I think deep down in our hearts, we know, it's written in our hearts that we know that this world is broken and that there is no such thing as perfection in this world, and that there is a better place. And what I want to talk just for a minute about is, if a place is real, if there is a better place, if we say that person is in a better place, a place has a way to get to it. A place has a way to get to it. I want you to think about your favorite hunting spot just for a second. Think about maybe it's a tree stand, maybe it's a mountain, maybe it's a ridge, maybe it's a river bottom or a lake that you love to hunt. But I want you to think about your very favorite hunting spot for a minute. Now, from where you are right now, do you know how to get to that hunting spot? Do you know the roads? Do you know the trails? Do you know how to get there? Because there's a reality that if a place exists, there is a way to get to that place. And I want to submit to you that if heaven is real, and it is a place, and we all say, oh, they're in a better place, or they're in heaven, or they're an angel now looking down on me, whatever it is that you say, we are admitting, when we say that, we're acknowledging, we are believing that there is another place. And if there is another place, there is a way to get there. And Jesus says this in John chapter 14, verse 6. He says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father except through me. And he talks about, in this passage, he talks about this reality that in heaven there are many mansions. There's a place for us to dwell. There's an inhabitation. It's this wonderful place. It's this unbelievable place. And it's this place where we are in the presence of God. And David says in Psalm 16:11, in God's presence is fullness of joy. And so there is this place that exists, and there is a way to get there. And Jesus says, I am the way to this place, and no one gets to this place except going through me. It's like a canyon, it's like a mountain, it's like a tree stand, it's like a field, it's like a river, it's like a lake that you love, and there's one way to get there. Now that shouldn't frustrate us. It should cause a rejoicing in our heart that there is a way to this place and that we can get there. And Jesus says, all who put their faith in me will get to this place. So Jesus tells us that this place is real, this heaven is real. There is a better place. There are people in a better place. It is heaven, and there is a way there, but it is only through him. And it is only when we put our faith in Jesus Christ, that he is God, that he became a man, walked among us, went to the cross, and died on our behalf, because the penalty of sin, that means our error, that means believing that we can find something better than God, that means thinking that we don't need God. This is all sin, and that sin, the penalty for it is death, and we can't pay it. We cannot satisfy the penalty that we have accrued for all the sin that we have done in our life. And so Jesus came, he went to the cross, and at the cross he paid for all the sin of the world. My sin, your sin, our sin. He paid for it all, and then he died. But he didn't stay dead. He rose from the dead and defeated death, proving that he is, the scriptures tell us that he proved when he raised from the dead that he was the Son of God, that the payment was made in full, and that anyone who believes in him, he will be able to follow him to this place that he has prepared for us. We have to go the way of Jesus. He is the truth. The truth is there is no other way, and he is the life that we have always dreamed of. Jesus is it. And I want to challenge you today to put your faith in Jesus Christ. He is the way, the truth, and the life. He came to give life and to give it abundantly. And it doesn't matter what you've done. It only matters what you do now. That is the beauty of Jesus Christ. So it's never too late. You're never too far gone to put your faith in Jesus Christ and get to that place that we all think about, that we all dream about, that we all long to truly be, because there's a way there, and Jesus is that way. So if you want to know more about what it means to walk in this way of Jesus, the truth and the life of Jesus, if you want to know more about that, go over to our website. We wrote a discipleship resource that we call The First Mile. We want to give it to you absolutely free. It'll teach you everything you need to know about the beginning steps of walking with Jesus, what it means to believe, what it means to repent, what it means to be baptized, how to walk with Jesus, what it looks like to walk with Jesus, the great purpose that he has on your life. All these amazing things. We want to give that to you absolutely free. Go over to www.limitlesshunting.com, and we want to send you a copy of The First Mile. I hope that you guys enjoy the rest of this hunt.
Oh my good Lord.
What did we just do?
That's an old bull.
I think I was off on the 70, but
Oh, he's pretty big though.
he's
That drop tine hook is nice.
Heavy points.
Yeah, he's real heavy. He's kind of stocky and heavy.
My goodness, they're huge.
Imagine one of these things laying 3 miles from the lake.
I can't. I don't want to.
You'll probably never get to experience that.
I mean, you know they're big, you hear they're big.
Yeah.
Until you get up to them, you don't really realize.
You feel about this?
Oh, we got all the meat shuttled out to the river. This is the last load. We gotta go get the raft. Pack it up, throw all the meat in the raft down.
Yeah. Got it all down to the river.
That looks fun. Take all the legs, I'm gonna pack the head out because it might be a little awkward on there.
Yeah, we get real close to the bank sometimes.
I just want to take a moment and thank you all for watching, and we truly hope that you enjoyed this hunt as much as we enjoyed putting it together. Please remember, this is only part 1 of our 3-part series, so join us over the next couple of weeks to catch up on the full adventure. And if you want to know more about what's going on at Limitless Outdoors, make sure to follow us over on Facebook and on Instagram. You can also subscribe to our videos on YouTube, and make sure you hit the notifications button so you know when our new videos are coming out. Also, if you want to be the first to watch our videos and have exclusive insight into what's happening at Limitless Outdoors, you can go over to patreon.com/limitlessoutdoors and you can partner over there with us and become a member, and you'll have not only early access to our videos, but access to our success series, which is a whole series about how to be successful in a wide variety of hunting situations. So if you're interested in that, go over to patreon.com/limitlessoutdoors and you can partner with us over there. Until next time, my friends, never forget, it doesn't matter what you've done, it only matters what you do now. God bless you all, and I hope you have a great week.